Hello friends, I'm so glad you could join me today. I am documenting my journey on becoming debt-free again, so welcome to Second Chance Budgeting. I'll be exploring cash stuffing and unstuffing, finding ways to increase my income, and saving towards some big goals, all while digging myself out of debt once again. I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. I would love to have you join me during my adventures. So today I thought I would show you what it looks like when I close out the month. So what that looks like for me is I start with unstuffing my envelopes. And what I mean by that is that I do use credit cards throughout the month, as well as I do make cash purchases. So obviously, if it's a cash purchase, then the cash is already out of the envelope. However, I do need to pay back my credit cards, and I pay them back every month religiously so that I never owe a single cent of interest on my credit cards. What that looks like is taking all of my little purchases here and there and tallying them up for the month, or sometimes I do a mid-month check-in as well. In February, I did do one of those. So what I would do then is take my purchases from mid-month and go all the way to the end of the month and total them up. So I've already done that here. I didn't list out each individual purchase. Since I'm trying to really cut down on my expenses, I'm not like really taking out of many of my envelopes, just my main categories: food, gas, and other. So I've tallied it up. So I'm going to have to take out $90 for food, $30 for gas, $4 for other, and then I'm also taking out of my debt envelope $310. And so that's going to go back to the bank, and that is not going to a credit card, but I'll use that money to then pay off my debts. So I'm making payments on each of my debts, and then I also had like $100 that I was able to collect in my savings challenges. So all that money is going to go to debt at the end of the month. So I'm going to unstuff a total of $434. And then when I am done doing that, then what I do every month is I kind of look at my sinking funds, and I see I'm comparing my totals from last month. So in January, my total here, I've just written it over here. And then I'm going to count all my money in those sinking funds for February and see if it grew or maybe if I spent. And that'll tell me, that'll just give me information. So if I'm spending a lot from a certain envelope, maybe I need to change my budget a little bit, or if I'm letting it grow and accumulate, like that's great information. For example, in my emergency savings, once I hit that $1,000 mark, I intend to stop putting money into that category and then putting it more towards debt. Depending on what's happening, I may allocate money that I would normally put towards that goal and put it into other sinking funds. So let's get into it. I am going to put timestamps at the bottom in my description box in case you're not really interested in my process and just want to go to a certain part of this process for me. But I just wanted to give you an idea. Instead of having several different videos, I wanted to give you the kind of the broad picture in this video. So I hope you stick around for all of it, but if not, I put timestamps below. All right, so let's one of the things that I did for myself, because in my mid-month check-ins, I never really have change. So I made myself a little fund that is my change fund. So I put $20 in this month. I'm kind of guessing that it might not be enough in the long run. I'm thinking I might have to bump it up to $40, but right now it's $20. So I think that's going to be able to help me unstuff for the rest of this month. But like I said, I'm trying to learn from my mistakes from previous months, prior months. And if you've seen previous videos, you've seen me be like, well, I can't really unstuff this category this time. So, okay, let's just get into it. I'm going to put this, let me move these aside a little bit. I still want to keep it on camera. I hope you can still see it, but between my mid-month check-in and then this finalizing check-in, I did spend $90 for food. So I'm going to unstuff 90. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 90. So I'll put that back into the cash tray. And then that leaves me $85. And right now what I'm doing with any money that's left over is I am putting it into another sinking fund I have to create a little bit of a surplus or a buffer or another sinking fund essentially for me. I haven't figured out exactly what I want that to look like, what I want the end goal to look like. But right now I've just been letting it accumulate since November when I started this. So in food surplus, this is the accumulations from the start of November. So we'll go ahead and count that a little bit later when I do my update, because it's one of the little categories listed on my little sheet. But okay, so for gas, I just got gas this morning, and I need to unstuff 30. And then what I do with anything that's left over is I put that towards car maintenance. So I'll just put that in there and we'll count it a little bit later, like I said. All right. In my other category, I did use some cash here. I normally give myself $60 for the month. I did use some cash, but I need to unstuff $4. And that's one of the categories that made me decide I needed a change fund, because I could not unstuff $4. I just didn't have any ones. But all right, so this 46 that's left over, I'm going to put into the other surplus fund. And again, this is just creating a little bit of a buffer. I'm not giving myself very much money in this category. I'm just trying to really limit spending there, but I know that there's things that'll come up that maybe I didn't think of, or maybe don't really need a sinking fund, but do need to be paid. So anything that pops up like that, like I think my gym membership, I pay the membership fees as part of my bills, but there's usually a yearly fee that I need to pay. I don't really remember when that is going to pop up, but I'll probably pull money from this just because it's not worth it to me to, I don't know, put $2 every paycheck into a sinking fund. I'd rather just pay it out of here and make life a little bit easier for me. All right. Okay, the last thing I need to do is I need to pull all the money from extra debt that I was able to accumulate, and that should be a total of $310. So we're just gonna count that, double check that that money is there, and then that'll go to the bank. Okay, so this should be the $100 that I was able to save in my savings challenge. I reached that goal of doing $100, so there should be 100 here. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 85, 90, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Okay, perfect. So that's 100, 200, 220, 40, 60, 80, 300, 310. Okay, that's great. So we'll just put this in the cash tray. Okay. All right, so that is everything. I'm just going to quickly count everything. I'm going to take out 20, and then we're going to count and make sure it's 434. So let me just grab out my 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'll grab 2 5s. So that's just going to go back into my change fund that I'm just going to keep on hand, and hopefully that'll make life a little bit easier for me. Make unstuffings a little bit easier as well. Okay, so then this should be 434. So 100, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 400, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Perfect. Okay, so essentially we're done with that. I'm gonna set this money aside just so we have a little bit of room. And I'm gonna bring my sinking funds sheet up here. So like I said, I keep one of these for every month. And so I take my ending balance for January and I put it as kind of my starting balance for February. And then I'm going to count these envelopes and whatever's there, I'll write this down and then we'll see how much of a change happened. But like I am keeping these month to month. I don't really do like trackers. Like, so if I go and spend out of an envelope, I don't really do a tracker that way. My tracking comes at the end of the month. I don't know, it's personal preference. Let's go into food surplus. Let me get my marker ready. I hope you're able to see it. I may try to experiment with Excel spreadsheet a little bit. I just haven't figured out how to edit that into a video. So we will try, but for right now this will work. Okay, so for food surplus, I have 100, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 96. Yeah, so 296. Okay, so that grew by $85, which is correct. That matches what I showed that was going in for February for that. So and then for car maintenance, I have 100, 20, 40, 60, 82, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 209. Okay, so that grew by 41. And then for my other surplus, I have 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 80, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. Sorry, I just lost count. Okay, so 190. All right, so grew by 46. All right, and for giving, I started out with 20, and now at the end of the month, I've got 20, 30, 40, 45. All right, so that grew by 25. Perfect. Now I'm gonna go into my debt and savings binder. Medical started with 303. Now it's got 100, 200, 300, 320, 21, 22, 23, 24, 324. Okay, that grew by 21. I just emptied out extra debt, so no change there. Okay, in emergency savings, it started with 360. Now I've got 100, 200, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 505. Okay, so that's 145 that it grew. I'm pretty excited about that one because I'm halfway there, so that is great progress for me in my opinion. Okay, so savings, now I have 100, 200, 250, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400. Okay, so that grew by 60. In my month ahead, I've got 200, so no change there. And then in my interview envelope, that is a new envelope that I just created in February, so I've only got 40 in there. Okay, and I'm not doing beach fund yet. That's one of my savings goals, savings challenge goals, but until I reach the goal, I'm not going to put money into this one yet. It's just an envelope. All right, next binder. Okay, we started out with 100 and close. Now I've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 30, 35. So 135. So that's growing by 35. All right, in fun, we started with 100. Now I've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 110, 120. So that grew by 20. All right, in travel, we started with 100, and now I've got 120. So it grew by 20 again. All right, in car registration, we started with 120, and I've got 100, 120, 40, 60, 65, 165. So 45. In holidays, I started with 3. Had it pretty drained. Now I've got 10, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28. So that grew by 25. All right, in hobbies, we started with 80. So now I've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100. That grew by 20. All right. All right, so down payment started with 360. And now it has 100, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 4, 20, 40, 60, 80, 85. So 485. Okay, that grew 125. pretty thick. All right, closing costs. It did not exist. It's a new fund that I started. So that's 40. And moving is another fund that I started in February, so it's only got 20. All right. Into my savings challenge binder, I do have 6 different goals set up, and it does help motivate me to keep track of these and to count them. So that's why I do it. I know a lot of people like to be surprised, but it motivates me to count them. And actually, I know this might seem like a pretty mundane process, but this is actually really motivating for me to see how much everything's grown. I know I haven't touched a lot of these this month, but it just helps me to be able to see that, you know, like sometimes my sacrifice really does pay off in the end, and that is a motivator for me. So let's see. So goal number 1, I've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 96, 97. Just double check. Yep, that only changed by $1. Okay. Goal number 2. And started with 62, and now it's got 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 96, 97, 98. Okay, so that grew by 36. My third goal started at 178. And now I've got 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 80, 92, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 220. Oops, that didn't work. Okay, so that grew by 42. All right, my fourth goal, I've got 15 in here. Now, while this did decrease by negative 82, remember how I had $100 extra in my extra debt fund? That's where that came from. So it grew, but I'm putting 100 of that into debt because I was able to reach my $100 goal, and then I just restarted that goal again. So this $15 is towards my next $100 worth of extra debt. So that's how that one works. All right, so we started with 31 last time. Now I've got 20, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 71, 72, 73. $73 minus 31. Okay, we grew by 42. And then my last and final goal started with 114 last time. Now I've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86. So 186. that grew by 72. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'll speed this up for you guys, but I'm going to calculate my ending totals for February, and then also as a double check, I'll add up this change category, and the difference should equal everything, but I'll speed you up so you're not bored. So it should be a total of 4211, so 4,211. I'm going to just calculate this and make sure that as a double check that it works that way as well. Okay. So that's a change of 924. So if I take 4,211 minus 3,287, 924. Okay. So yes. So the total of all my sinking funds is 4,211. So that means that between January and February, my sinking funds grew overall by $924. So that is really exciting. So I hope I gave you a really good idea of how I close out my sinking funds close out my month, close out my sinking funds, close out everything that I'm doing so I can start fresh in March. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If so, please do all the things like leave me a comment or question and subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much and have a great day.